Corner kick to Vicenza. Remember, it's more than 2 years since Vicenza last lost at home. And this is Machita! Terrific header. And no one spotted his run as he ghosted in at the back post. Signori. Taking on Mendes, who cut across his path. And therefore obstruction. Signori's had a quiet start to the season by his own high standards. He's scored just 1 goal in Serie A in 2 months now. That's driven in by Fuser. And beaten away by Mondini. Now, was this a cross or was it a shot? It's a lovely flick on by Machita. Ambrosetti. Viviani. Ambrosetti once again. This is Maini, and it's a goal for Vicenza. Well, that had been coming for some time. And Maini, who missed a late penalty last week at Napoli, atones with a goal. Romano helping it forward. This is Casiraghi, when he's failed to score right at the start of the second half. He might have injured his arm as he fell awkwardly then. Just about got away from Lopez. Fuser. Winter. Well, that's a good stop by Mondini. The ball dipped significantly just before it reached him. But he managed to keep out Di Matteo's effort. Otero, Machita, Maini. Oh, he's come desperately close to his second. What a wonderful volley. I don't think Mancini in the Lazio goal actually got a touch on the ball. Well, Vicenza have been very positive throughout this game. And this is Di Carlo. Maini. Machita, Viviani, Machita. Put away by Negro. Di Carlo. Machita! And Mancini has to produce another fine save. Machita's hit a couple of goals this season, but he hasn't scored since the 1-1 draw against Milan here a month ago. That was close, though. Winter. Fuser. Signori. And this is Winter. Oh, marvellous stop. Winter really got hold of that one. And the shot was good enough to deserve an equaliser. Fuser aimed in towards Casiraghi. It's Casiraghi again. That was brave play by Casiraghi, because the first time he tried to head the ball on, he took a blow in the face, but recovered in time to hook the ball over the crossbar as he received it from Winter's header. Winter did well to control the ball. Signori, is this Lazio's last chance? Corner kick. Before today, Lazio had failed to score in their last 3 away games. The last cigarette, perhaps, for a condemned team. That one fisted clear by Mondini, and it's hooked back in by Rambaudi, who had an awful lot of the goal to aim at and still failed to score. Vicenza just hang on.
So Vicenza record a famous victory.
to extend their unbeaten away record, but faced a determined Cagliari side hoping to move out of the relegation zone. Vitelli had already gone close before the Cagliari skipper, Aldo Ferricano, stolen at the near post to open the scoring after 21 minutes. Napoli hadn't lost in Cagliari for 3 years, but never really looked like getting something from this game. Giovanni Trapattoni opted to switch Pancaro to left-back for this fixture in place of Puchedo. It nearly paid off. Muzzi made a mess of the rebound, and Napoli survived. With 20 minutes to go, it was time for Cagliari to bring on their new import, Fabian O'Neill. Roberto Bourdin decided to give the Uruguayan his very own personal welcome. The referee decided it was time for Bourdin to leave the field. O'Neill made an immediate impression, only the awareness of Tagliatella denied him a debut goal. Then from O'Neill's centre, Ferricano secured 3 points for the home side with his second goal of the game. Napoli lost their first away match in Serie A since April. Cremonese showed off their new signing, Australian-born John Aloisi, who recently arrived from Antwerp. The young forward enjoyed quite a baptism in Serie A, scoring on his debut after just 2 minutes. Aloisi was drafted into the side at the expense of Tentoni, who hadn't managed a goal all season. Just 5 minutes later, however, Padova drew level. Gianpietro scored his first ever goal in the top flight too. Remember, these two clubs are at the bottom of Serie A, but they provided a spectacle worthy of two sides with far greater ambitions than merely survival. It was a thrilling contest with numerous chances. Aloisi was making quite a name for himself. So too was Bonaiuti for that matter. Maspero was denied by another outstanding save. Still, the Padova goalkeeper was fortunate to get out of jail when he almost presented Petracchi with a goal. He was bailed out by Nunziata. Maspero poked his shot wide. Now, this incident incensed the Cremonese coach, Luigi Simoni, who believed Perovic was brought down inside the penalty area. The referee thought otherwise, and Simoni had to be restrained by his president. It makes you wonder what he was doing alongside his coach in the first place. Simoni had evidently calmed down by the interval. This team talk must have worked wonders. Maspero restored Cremonese's lead a minute into the second half. Indeed, Maspero's 5th goal of the season, and his team their first win this season. Milan played Savicevic and Baggio alongside Weah for this game. The two forwards teamed up for the first goal, scored by the Montenegrin after 7 minutes. It appeared Baggio was the happier of the two to see the ball go in. Slight deflection off Lucci helped it on his way past the Piacenza goalkeeper. Goal number 2 arrived courtesy of Christian Panucci. The man Fabian Capello says has goal scoring in his blood, hadn't actually scored for some time. Roberto Baggio supplied the cross for the fullback's first goal in 9 months. It's nice to see George Weah still enjoying himself. It's a pity Maldini failed to round off the move with a finish to match the Liberians' approach play. When you leave your top scorer on the bench, it's bound to make a difficult task even harder at the San Siro. Catcher came on and provided the highlight of Piacenza's afternoon. The highlight for Taibbi was surely this fine save which kept out Albertini's effort from long range. Instead, he was beaten by Maldini from inside the 6-yard box, and Milan secured a 3-0 victory. It was only their second win in 5 Serie A games. Roma were hoping to bounce back following their disappointing defeat away to Piacenza. They found it hard going, though, against struggling Bari. Abel Javier hasn't played too often for Bari this season. Perhaps he'd forgotten who his teammates were when he provided a scoring pass for Daniel Fonseca. Roma were in front midway through the second half. In fact, Roma killed off Bari with 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. Francesco Totti once again showing he's got everything it takes to reach the top. The 19-year-old made it 2-0 with his first league goal this season. Bari brought on another Francesco, Pedoni that is, and he made an immediate impact, firstly striking the crossbar. And he followed that up with a contender for goal of the month. Sadly for him, it was still Roma's day. This fixture was characterised by a personal duel between Mihajlovic and Udinese's keeper Battistini, who was eventually grateful to get his body firmly behind the ball here. Without Mancini and Maniero up front, Sampdoria fielded Chiesa alongside Bellucci. The two combined here to test Battistini, who passed with flying colours. Here's Mihajlovic again, getting ever closer. In the second half, it was Udinese who threatened to score. Their defender, Matricano, who was recently signed from Napoli, was left cursing his luck. And in the very last minute, Battistini was left cursing Mihajlovic, who finally came up trumps with a free kick. The Serbs' goal earned Sampdoria only their third league win this season. But if Poggi had retained his composure, it could have ended in Sampdoria's sixth draw. It ended 1-0. Emiliano Mondonico on your right made a happy return to the Della Alpi Stadium. It wasn't long after he had exchanged kisses with Torino's current boss, Nado Sonetti, that he saw his former club reduced to 10 men. The trouble was the wrong man was sent off. Falcone stamped on Morfeo, and an incredulous Jocelyn Angleman received the red card instead. It would have been nice to see Falcone accept full responsibility for his actions. I'm sure the Frenchman also had plenty to say to the young defender in the dressing room. It got worse for Torino. Their former midfielder, Daniele Fortunato, was credited with this goal following a shot by Bonacina, and Atalanta were ahead. Torino hadn't lost at home to Atalanta for almost 40 years. After Ferron's save from Cristallini, you got the feeling that statistic was about to change. Atalanta came into this fixture unbeaten for 2 months and were quite simply the revelations of the season so far. They can be ruthless too. Bonacina was rightly sent off after his disgraceful foul on Abedi Pele. Happily, the Ghanaian was able to continue. Morfeo wasn't, while Torino's Paolo Cristallini may have been wishing he never got out of bed that morning. He wasted a glorious chance to equalise and was later sent off too. Parma needed to beat Juventus and rejoin Milan at the Serie A summit. In a match televised live in Italy, it was Juventus who started the stronger of the two superpowers. Indeed, the Turin Giants took the lead after only 8 minutes. Ciro Ferrara claimed his first goal since February. Parma's 17-year-old keeper, Gianluigi Buffon, who'd made such an impressive debut in the goalless draw against Milan, felt the disappointment of conceding a goal in Serie A for the first time. He was fortunate not to concede a second after his defenders made a real mess of clearing Del Piero's free kick. Here's Faustino Asprilla, who was making his first appearance of the season. The Colombian set up Musi, who was denied a rare goal by Italy's current #1, Angelo Peruzzi. But Asprilla had the final word of the first half. In stoppage time, the South American forward was the first to react to the rebound to draw Parma level. It was Zola who struck the shot, which Peruzzi fumbled. Vialli was still seeking his first goal for almost 2 months. He failed to find it. Meanwhile, Ferrara had forgotten the teams changed ends at half-time. Fortunately for him, Asprilla and Stoichkov were in offside positions. I don't think Asprilla saw it that way, though. Buffon earned Parma a point near the end as he saved from Del Piero, and it ended 1-1. Milan have reclaimed sole leadership in Serie A. They're now 2 points above Parma. Lazio stay third and are joined on 19 points by Fiorentina and Atalanta. Juventus and Napoli both slipped down 1 place, while Roma and Vicenza move into the top half. Though they're still unbeaten under Roy Hodgson, Inter have again dropped into the bottom half of the table and are now level with Udinese, while Sampdoria are 1 point further adrift. Igor Proti was suspended on Sunday, but no one was able to take advantage of his absence. So the Bari striker still leads the scorers charts with 8 goals. 3 more players, Fonseca, Batistuta and Maspero, have added their names to those already on 5. And we leave you with Parma's equaliser against Juventus, scored on his return to the team by the forgotten man of Serie A, Faustino Aspria.